Hello, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, racers and race fans all around the globe. Thank you very much for joining us here for the Omega Sim Racing channel. We are racing the Pro-Am Racing Challenge. This is season 2 of 2025, and of course, this is going to be round 1, the inaugural round here at the Autodromo Nazionale Monza. One of the most iconic tracks in all of motorsports, and we're starting it out with an absolute banger of a circuit. And the track list that we have for season 2 is just as extensive and as iconic as the first one that we're racing at. I'm joined with 27 drivers and some fan favorites such as Belwea Isho, Kevin Lee, Nate Roberts, Justin Cutler, the former race champion, and some newcomers that I haven't seen before: Nicholas Kindred, Rory Buchanan returning, Aaliyah Mora, obviously, Peterson Almeida returning, or is a new one, Nathan Bear, Robert Tenente, Travis Mills, Merlin Travail, Henrique Santos Lopez, and a couple others, to name just a few of the 27 and growing number. We're up to 28 drivers taking to this championship start, and hopefully all 28 drivers make it to the checkered flag at the end of the calendar. Speaking of calendar, let's go ahead and take a look at what the calendar has in store for us, folks. We're starting things off here today, May 6th, and then we're headed to Oulton Park on May 13th, Brands Hatch on May 20th, Snetterton on May 27th, Misano on June 3rd, the Red Bull Ring, Zandvoort, and then the Nürburgring being the absolute finale on June 24th. Thank you very much to our title sponsors, Next Level Racing, FAF for the love of the road, and Toronto Racing Simulators. Thank you very much. The grand prize will be a Next Level Racing HF8 haptic feedback seat pad, and registration is still open, and the QR code is in the top right hand of your screen. Join us live, obviously, at Omega Race on YouTube, and on Twitch, Omega Sim Racing. We have 3 categories of drivers racing every Tuesday for the next 8 rounds. We've got the gold, the pros, the silver, the pro-ams, and then the bronze being the amateur drivers. I've only got a few pros taking to the start of this event, but we have quite a few pro-ams, and we have even more than that, amateur drivers. Either way, it's going to be an action-packed series of events, and I am absolutely here for it, ready to have a wonderful time, as always, with the Omega Sim Racing channel. This is the Pro-Am Racing Challenge. We're racing every Tuesday evening, starting on May 6th and ending on June 24th. I'm your commentator, Sagar Bakshi, aka The Real High. So thank you very much for all the love and support that you guys give to the racing channel. Please feel free to register. It is open and available to the public for all drivers to go ahead and participate. Speaking of participation, the drivers are just getting rolling out of pit lane right now. So without any further delay, let's get to looking at seeing what the drivers are all up to now. While the drivers do their outlap, let's take a quick listen to our ad that we have from the Sick Kids. We're going to take a listen to that while the drivers do their outlap, and then we'll be right back for more racing action. Stand by one. I'll be right back. And the QR code will periodically appear in the bottom left-hand side of your screen. Should you choose to donate, we'd really appreciate it. We are fueling change in our own home communities, folks. And this is what it's all about, giving back to the people that we know and love and that surround us and give us the inspiration to keep on driving forward, just like FAF, for the love of the road. Thank you very much to our title sponsors, Next Level Racing, FAF, and to Toronto Sim Racing. Really appreciate all the love and support that you guys are giving to the Omega Sim Racing channel. Really, really, really appreciate it. The simulator, the racing, the action, the prizes would not exist without those sponsors. So thank you so much to getting those to us. Really appreciate it. I cannot thank them enough. 17 minutes left in qualifying, and we're already seeing some kerfuffling going on. It looks like that was Laszlo Toth getting involved with Carlos Alberto Notaro. Johnny Nickelford crosses the line, and no time set just yet for FAF GTD car. He's going awfully slow leading down in towards turn one. That BMW of, I believe that would be Rory Buchanan. Looking awfully menacing. Is that Rory Buchanan? That is Rory Buchanan for the FAF Motorsports, number 22 driver. Ooh, and again, the BMW so good on the brakes, almost yeeted or Jedi mind punted that Ferrari out of its way. Late on the brakes is Rory Buchanan. This could be a contender for a top 10. Justin Cutler doing Justin Cutler things with a 147.652 right off the bat. Can't stop, won't stop the man who won last season's championship, Ryan Nash. In second place, Kevin Lee in fourth now gets bumped back by Nate Roberts. Times are trickling in. Deej Johnson, BK trickling in their times, 1.5, 2.1 respectively off the good. Almeida, excuse me, 3.4. Laszlo Toth, 3.2. Benjamin Hyun, 2.6. BK, 2.1. Here's Ryan Nash driving a different car this season, if I'm not mistaken. The FAF Motorsports driver. Now driving the number 21, it would be. Got a number 9 on the front of that hood, but don't let that fool you. He's actually the number 21. Nate Roberts was gaining a ton of time, purple sectors here or there, but a couple of drivers losing it a little bit. Ryan Nash is looking like he might be on one, coming down the back straightaway now, leading into Parabolica. All up to him to see if he can make this stick or not. He's 3/10 up on that purple sector. He only needs just about those 3/10. Can he nail it through Parabolica? Getting to the line. Will it be enough to dethrone Justin Cutler? And it is. Ryan Nash goes provisional pole with 14:15 left on the clock, folks. And the FAF Motorsports driver claims the top position for just a little while because Justin Cutler is right in front right now. He's going about 2/10 quicker through the first chicane. Ryan Nash still on a flyer, personal best delta through sector 1, it looks like. Dustin does not seem to be on a hot lap. Kevin Lee, though, is on a hot lap. Going about 2/10 quicker, but he needs about 3/4 of a second to make up. That's really unlike Kevin Lee. Usually he is a top 3 runner, but it's usually a lot closer than that. Corbin McNulty getting into a little bit of a tussle, it looks like, and driving the Audi this season. And Enrique Santos Lopez for the Horace Racing Team. Number 77 ends up parking it in pit lane. Corey McNulty, 1/10 off the good of his personal best. He's got time to make it up. Coming around Lesmo 1 and in through Lesmo 2, this is Justin Gottlieb driving my fan favorite, the Lexus. Number 36 Lexus from Vassar Sullivan. And I don't see a livery uploaded, but he is driving a Vassar Sullivan car. I would love to see that livery come through one of these times. Little shout out to all the drivers. If you're not seeing your livery come through, please message me directly and see if you have submitted your cars and liveries folder. Both will be required to get the liveries to work. Hello, Tenente, excuse me. And hello, Rose Ribeiro. Thank you very much for joining us. Thank you very much for tuning in on the YouTube side of things. Minutes left of this qualifying session. Justin Cutler and Kevin Lee seemingly parking it or going a little bit slower than normal right now. Check in with another fan favorite driver, Benjamin Hyun for the FAV GTDT. Also badged the number 9, but it's actually the number 38 car. Nicholas Kindred gets to the line, 9th place for them, 148.870 when they got to the line. Deej Johnson, a little out of position right now, driving that 221. Up into the top 10, resting his head in 8th place, 1.4 off the good, and happy to have that time. He's sitting in pit lane for the remaining 10 minutes of this event. Back with Justin. A bit of downshift there. Not as aggressive as he could have been through the Lesmo 2. Pedal to the metal here for about 85% of the track. And that Vassar Sullivan car will sure be driving forward as fast and furiously as possible. Of course, the Lexus, not a fan favorite amongst veteran drivers, but those that can master the oversteer car will best it under these circumstances, these 40-minute sprint races that we have, where tire wear really won't become a thing. Using all the track that he's bought and paid for, coming around the final corner and finds himself into the top 4. Justin does an amazing job driving that Lexus forward and into 4th place. That was a 1.4 second advantage that he pulled on his previous lap. He's only 0.7 back from the leader of Ryan Nash, who we're looking at on screen right now. This is Nash. This is just an outlap from Nash, so no improvements to be found here as he starts his next one. Looking at Rory Buchanan for the FAF Motorsports, number 22. Cuts a little bit of the chicane through Ascari, and that will invalidate his lap surely. Through straight number 6 he goes. Travis Mills for the SOT Racing coming through Escari. Excuse me, through Lesmo 1 and through Curva de Lesmo 2. 2/10 up on their best. Deej Johnson flying high, flying fast, was 6/10 up for the Bald Eagle Motorsports, but that's because he blew it through turn 1. Glad to see a couple of teams still maintaining their driver lineup this season. And a little bit of a parking lot there through turn 1 and turn 2. Alan Pina driving for Inspire, the number 91 car coming into Woods 1. Variante chicane. Seemingly another livery that didn't come through, unfortunately, from Alan Pina. Makes his way through Variante 2 and into Lesmo 1 we go. No time gains there. Here's Robert Tenente. And this Porsche is flying pretty fast right now. 5.8 off the good, but has gained 0.7 of a second. Coming through Cordo Bassano into second Variante. Justin Cutler not pleased with second place, on his way out of pit lane now. Kevin Lee in pits, Nate Roberts, Benjamin Hyun, Boea Isho, Laszlo Toth, Alan Pina, all in pit lane right now. Kevin Lee on his way out as we speak. Here's another fan favorite. Merlin Travail is back in action. Best lap being a 150.782. Last lap 152.032. Has some improvements to be found. A lot of drivers finding those improvements. Track has gone optimum and the sun is coming out. Track temperature 31 degrees Celsius. Ambient 24 degrees Celsius. So the track definitely rubbering in and heating up all at the same time. 4 minutes, 50 seconds left on the clock. Some drivers will get a few extra bonus laps, and other drivers that are headed out right now will not. Nicholas Kindred only slow on Tuesdays for the 8.78. Best lap being a 148.8. Pulling over to let that Mustang through. That'll be Travis Mills potentially. No, that would be BK driving the number 9 Ford Mustang that's out on track. Things are getting a lot quieter here for the last 3 minutes of the qualifying session. I think a lot of the drivers have put down their best laps, their valid laps, and started to hang up their hat. But Here's one driver that's not quite done yet, Kevin Lee and the photography team. Oh, hitting it a little wrong through Ascari. That's going to challenge his time. We're talking about tenths here. Blink of an eye is 0.2 of a second. We need 2 blinks for Kevin Lee to catch up to Ryan Nash, or at least best Justin Cutler. These are the times that I'm talking about. Top 5 separated by 1 second. No improvement there for Yi. AutoGeek23 says McNulty always in 6th or 7th. Well, McNulty could be battling for a win here as far as his category is concerned. Nate Roberts dips his toe into the water, sets his sights on 5th place. So we have all of the pro drivers together up at the top, except for Dominic Schumont, who's sitting in pit lane with 1.5 off the good. We have most of the Pro-Am drivers, the silver plates, together, with Deej Johnson, Laszlo Toth, and Travis Mills being out of position right now. Or other way around, whichever you want to say. Ryan Conrad, Rory Buchanan, and Alamedia out of position. So pretty well done as far as divvying up the classes go. Very indicative of where people should be. And Nate Roberts dips a wheel off into the grass, gets a big tank slapper, able to get the car collected with a Motul Faf car in 11th place. Of Balwe Isho does the same thing. Hopefully they can get another crack at it. 50 seconds left on the clock. They might not have enough time to make it from Ascari all the way down to the end of the racetrack, or will they? Isho will not, as he causes a yellow flag at the end of Ascari. But Nate Roberts will get another crack at it this time around. Ryan Nash still finding improvements here and there. Here's the rear wing of Rory Buchanan for the Faf Motorsports number 22 car as we enter turn 1 and go into the Variante chicane. Cheers for Tenente in chat. Glad to see people cheering on their fan favorite. That will be the end of the qualifying run with just 1 minute of waiting time. So some of these drivers that were on a potential bonus lap may not even get to complete their bonus lap. Nate Roberts looking to improve by around 0.2 of a second. Could jump over the Lexus of Justin. .4 in the bag. That will best the Lexus of Justin in 5th place now, the number 36 Lexus. 4th place for Nate Roberts, starting on the 2nd row. The session has concluded. And we're just waiting for the session to officially tick over to the race, and then we will get gridded up and ready to take charge of Season 2 of the Pro-Am Racing Challenge. Full, beautiful grid of cars. 28 drivers taking to the start today. More cheers for Robert Tenente. Obviously, a new Balwea Isho has stepped into the ring, as the Isho fans have not showed up yet. Those of you that watched last season will know that Isho was a big fan favorite, drawing in dozens of his friends to watch the stream, and it seems like Tenente has done the same with Itan and Gaimos de Arte. Excuse my Portuguese, I am not foreign, I am not good with Portuguese. Na torcida para uma boa corrida. I have no idea what that means, Gaimos de Arte, and I apologize. I will do my best to learn some Portuguese. If you guys get me hooked on phonics, I'll get hooked on Portuguese. Let's start with our grid rundown, shall we? Ryan Nash in P1, leading the charge with a 147.290, the number 21 Pfaff Motorsport driver. Following in second place, our former championship leader, Justin Cutler, the number 35 in second place. Then Kevin Lee of photography, the number 14, back in action, driving the Ferrari. Nate Roberts in the Bald Eagle Motorsports into fourth place, just at the nick of time, busted over the Vaster Sullivan of Justin Gottlieb, the number 36. BK, a Pfaff Motorsports driver, number 9 in a Ford Mustang this time around. Corey McNulty, driving the number 74 Bald Eagle Motorsports car, is in an Audi. Benjamin Hill in the Pfaff GTD, number 38, Porsche driver. And we have Wilson Ho, the Six Sigma Racing driver, in the 888, number 9. Nicholas Kindred, only slow on Tuesdays. Well, today happens to be a Tuesday, Nicholas. And Balwea Isho, the Pfaff GTD driver, in 11th place. Deej Johnson, the Bald Eagle Motorsports, number 221. Hectic as ever for him in 12th place. Dominic Schumann, the only pro driver out of position for the Smash Bros. Racing, number 87. Laszlo Toth for Six Sigma Racing, number 31 in 14th place. Ryan Conrad, only slow on Tuesday as well for the 879. Then Roy Buchanan for the Pfaff Motorsports, number 22 in 16th place. Leo Mora for the Omega Racing Team, number 30. And Travis Mills for SOT Racing, number 18 in 18th. Peterson Almeida, then the number 8 for the Oris Racing Team in 19th. Nathan Baer driving the Grizzly Racing, number 72 in 20th. Chris Frazier in Only Slow on Tuesdays is in 23, number 23 in 21st. Alan Pena Inspire in 22nd spot. Merlin Travail, the 88 in 23. Nilton Diaz de Silva, Omega Racing Team, 111 for him. Robert Tenerte for the Rutronic Racing Team, number 77. We have Enrique Santos Lopez for the Horus Racing Team. Johnny Nickel for the Pfaff GTD, number 27 there. Carlos Alberto Notaro for PC Moro 720S 2025. Interesting livery name. Interesting team name. Short formation lap here at the Omega Racing channel. And we're going to go to helicopter camera for the race start to get the best view of the action as we head down in towards turn 1. Hopefully there won't be any calamity. These guys have raced with each other before, at least most of them at least, so demanding a little bit of respect headed down in towards the most dangerous turn 1 in all of motorsports would not be unheard of. Kevin Yee of photography. Green light, taking the green. He was a little close to that Porsche out in front of Ryan Nash. Had to fall back on the get up and go. Nate Roberts on the outside, forcing his way past. We're looking at a 2x2x2. And no, we're not at In-N-Out Burger. Forcing his way through RG Bargy style right now are a couple of cars finding their way through and spinning a handful of cars around, but it's still side by side up at the front between Kevin Lee and Justin Cutler. Lee on the inside line, Cutler in the orange and blue livery on the outside line, but we all know that the outside turns to the inside for the following corner, and Kevin Lee going for a pincer move on Ryan Nash here at the start of the race. Justin is in 5th place right now behind Nate Roberts still. Here is Justin's point of view as he chases down forward and sees Nate Roberts out in front of him in that big beastly BMW, hopefully finding his way forward. A couple of drivers involved in incidents. Let's give you a quick update of that. The 878, the 77, the 91, the 878, the 72, the 77, the 22. My goodness, they keep on trickling in. The 221, the 91, all involved in incidences. And here is Justin getting sucked up by the 74 and the 7th place car of Corey McNulty. McNulty finds a way by, looking to the inside for Parabolica. Will he get a move or an opportunity presents itself? I don't think so. I think the Vassar Sullivan car is going to cover it off. And there goes Corey McNulty a little bit deep and wide, and that allows the 220 of Balwea Isho to find his way through. Isho taking advantage of a surefire move, and he was in the best position to take advantage of that. Ryan Nash and Justin Cutler going side by side, and that's photography taking the lead of the race, coming down the front straightaway. A little bit of an inverse move. Ryan Nash falling all the way back down into 3rd. Wonder what happened there for the number 21. Not seeing an incident, perhaps just a mistake on the outlap. Riding on board with Ryan Nash, a little bit of a kerfunkle here as we have more cars going side by side, taking out the polystyrene boards a little bit left and right there. But here is Carlos Alberto Notaro leading this pack of cars. He's in 4th place right now in the Pro-Am division, gaining a few more positions over Nicholas Kindred. No! Carlos Alberto Notaro gets the commentator's curse and ends up slipping and sliding at the 2nd Variante chicane. And falls back a little bit deeper than he would like. Travis Mills, I think, was involved in that. Justin Cutler, Ryan Nash, and Kevin Lee all nose to tail in the pro category. Let's check in with the Pro-Ams. Oh, maybe not. Maybe not, because we have more side-by-sides, because there goes Justin Cutler. Late on the brakes, round the outside of Curva Parabolica, and he will get some overspeed, or will he just open the door for Ryan Nash to come alongside? Ryan Nash will come alongside, but not for too long, trying to find the slipstream from the car in front. It looks like he is covered off by Justin Cutler, leading down the front straightaway. It will be a dart to the outside line. It will be a dart, but not from the person that you expected. Almost braking on the grass goes the Nissan GTR, the number 35 car 21 on the Autodromo Racing line, though, able to close down a gap pretty swiftly there. This is a battle that's not going to go anywhere for the next 40 minutes and 45 seconds of this event. Checking in with McNulty and Dominic Schumont. Schumont trying to find a way by. A little bit of argy-bargy, elbows out between the two of them. Seeing an incident bequeath them. Let's check back in with Justin Cutler and Ryan Nash, because their side-by-side action has not stopped yet. Coming through Lesmo 1 and Lesmo 2, an opportunity presented itself, and it looks like Justin Cutler was able to defend from Ryan Nash. Good gaps everywhere that I look right now. Dominic Schumont still 2/10 away from Corey McNulty. I want to keep an eye on this lead battle because McNulty is about half a second away from Balwea Isho, and that is the battle for the lead in the Pro-Am category. Liam Mora, Laszlo Toss separated by 1.2 seconds. Alan Media getting a 5-second penalty. Kindred getting a 5-second penalty as well. Wilson Ho and Nicholas Kindred now side by side, a little 2x2 action, double trouble action as Enrique Santos Lopez trying to find a way by Chris Frazier out in front. And the number 91 finding his way through Alan Pena, charging down the back straightaway and in towards Parabolica for the two of them. Will be a late move on the brakes. Oh my goodness, it looked a lot more menacing than it actually was. 77 defends from the 91 for now. Corey McNulty loses position to Dominic Schumont. Schumont up into 6th place at this point in time and doing pretty well for his pace and consistency to catch back up to the cars out in front of him. Leo Mora, Laszlo Toth, they invert positions now. Surprise, surprise, as the battle for battle for amateurs now spices up just a little bit. Heading down into second chicane. Leo Moore defends on the inside line from Almeida, who is not in his category, but still a bit of bragging rights there as the number 9, the number 38 looked to make a move. And there is my lovely Lexus lady spun around. Let's see if we can get a recap of what happened with the 36. And it looks like we're not going to do that just yet because we have more action from Ryan Conrad chasing down Benjamin Hyun. That number 38 marked as a number 9, and he gets off the accelerator a little bit early to give himself that buffer coming through Escari. So now gets sucked into the dirty air from the car in front, and he's just driving it forward right now. Inside through Parabolica is Almeida. Through on Benjamin Hyun, I think it is so. No, maybe not so. It just is a possibility. Who's going to be later on the brakes? That'll be Benjamin Hyun, who's latest on the braking action. Oh, and he gets spun around by Almeida and bumped for good measure by, I believe that was I can't tell who that was. Was that Travis Mills or was that Justin Guttelab? Could not tell which vehicle that was, but not the way we wanted that battle to end. Speaking of battles that won't end, Corey McNulty and BK going after it. This is the battle for the lead in the Pro-Am category. The 74 right now trailing behind the number 9. The number 9 now into a Mustang. And 74 being driven by Corey McNulty, now driving the Audi this time out. And that looked like a big accident for D. Johnson, number 221. That will be Dominic Schumont ahead of them. up into 5th place for the shoeman, Schumann. BK stretching his Mustang legs and showing him what speed is really made out of, screaming out America out of that window, trying to catch back up to the Porsche that has the shortest legs out here. Pit stop for Benjamin Hyun seems a little bit premature, but hopefully finding his way out of traffic and into some clean air might help his charge a little bit. Keep an eye on the pit stop from Benjamin Hyun. Chris Frazier back down behind Johnny Nickelford right now. 2/10 is the gap that I'm staring at between himself and Nickelford out in front. And let's actually go ahead and take a look at that. No, it'll be Nathan Baer and Robert Tenente. And they're going to get a little argy-bargy elbows out, and the 72 of Nathan Baer gets spun around. I think Tenente was just holding his line there as Nathan Baer was drifting out a little bit wide. Tenente doing nothing wrong from what I could tell. And of course the stewards will take a look at that and manage the expectations of the drivers. Justin Cutler in the lead. Justin Cutler in 2nd place, 3/10 back from the leader of this race, Kevin Lee in 1st place, Ryan Nash in 3rd. That'll be Nate Roberts in 4th, Dominic Schumann in 5th, BK leading the Pro-Ams right now, Corey McNulty in 7th place, Roy Buchanan in 8th, Balwea Isho in 9th. Laszlo Toth besting Leo Mora by around a second in the Pro-Am category, and that should be Benjamin Hyun coming out of pit lane if I'm not mistaken. Nicholas Kindred, Johnny Nickelford side by side in the 2nd chicane. Nickelford not slow today, but today happens to be a Tuesday. Has a 5-second penalty for incident responsibility attached to his name. BK still 3/10 away from Dominic Schumann out in front. Going the long way around Parabolica may not be the answer he is looking for, but this could lead him into an opportunity down and towards turn 1 if he can pull off the slipstream. That Audi trying to stretch its legs as well. McNulty 4/10 away from BK, and you can see the rubber banding now of that Ford Mustang. Stepped out of the slipstream, I think, a little bit prematurely, and now trying to go to the outside. Door banging galore between Schumann and BK. Now this allows the 74 of McNulty to close down the gap, but has to back out of it. Doesn't want any of that damage himself, says you boys handle that door banging all on your own. I want nothing to do with that. Leomora just got passed by Justin, the Lexus driver. Laszlo Toth now 1/10 away from the FAF driver of Balwea Isho. Toth is out of his skin right now, just besting pros and pro-ams and leaving them in the dust behind him. looks like incident between BK and McNulty. McNulty gives that position back. Chris Frazier chasing down Enrique Santos Lopez. Lopez is assaulting the curbs like a madman right now. Gap seemingly opening up just a smidge right now. Kevin Lee 1.1 away, or 1.1 in the lead of Justin Cutler. Ryan Nash is 5.5 seconds back. Nate Roberts 3 seconds adrift from third place. Dominic Chimont 2.1. Roy Buchanan 5.3. BK and Corey McNulty separated by 0.3 of a second. Away. Isho and Laszlo Todd separated by half a second also. On board with McNulty. And I think that's BK getting past Rory Buchanan. It is getting by Rory Buchanan. And that is a pass for position in class. And all that fighting between BK and McNulty must have allowed Buchanan to get past, something I wasn't paying attention to. And you can see the damage on the front of McNulty's car, indicative of a front to rear incident. Goldie trying to find his way past Rory Buchanan, get back into battle with himself and BK for the win here of the category. Making a look, another look up the inside will spin around Buchanan, the number 22, and that's more front end damage for the man in third place for the category. Isho, Laszlo Toth now caught up to this battle, the 220 and the number 31. Don't forget about Justin catching up to all these cars. The Lexus still drives pretty fast, doing 149. Enrique Santos Lopez and Chris Frazier elbows out between the two of them, but no love lost as Frazier still tries to chase down Lopez. Leo Mora having an incident, the number 30. Let's see if we can find about what happened there. Well, this will be the incident between BK and Corey McNulty, actually. And there is why McNulty yielded that position, and there is Rory Buchanan finding his way past. Nate Robert, look at all these 5-second penalties being dished out. Kindred, Tenente, Almeida, Nate Roberts getting a 5-second penalty also. Alarming to see one of the front runners getting a 5-second penalty, not sure for what or for when. But obviously the live steward seeing something that we didn't see. Cheers out there for Wilson Ho, the driver of the 888 in 15th position right now. Looks like Justin was able to chop it up amongst these battling packs of drivers, get his way past. He's in 9th place overall. Liam Mora coming down pit road. This is going to be a long stop for him. Justin Cutler, Kevin Lee going side by side down in towards turn 1. Lee still got a wheel well along the inside, holding on to that position for dear life, forces Cutler to mount the curbs, and Lee defends like an absolute lion. Cheers for Bear in the Twitch chat. Right on. Battle between Roy Buchanan and McNulty still hasn't gone anywhere. Carlos Alberto Nataro is a yellow flagger, and it looks like that's at Ascari. And the number 10 has got rolling again. Ake says, let's go, 888, more cheers for Wilson Ho. Right on, right on. Tell me who your favorite driver is and why in the chat, because we have 22 minutes and 45 seconds left of racing action to go for the inaugural round of Season 2's 2025 championship for the Pro-Am Racing Challenge. Thank you to our sponsors, Toronto Racing Simulators, as well as FAF, Porsche Motorsports for the love of the road, as well as Next Level Racing. Thank you very much for the sponsorship, allowing us to provide the team with prizes and trophies at the end of the season. Really adds to the championship flair. There it is, Rory Buchanan trying to get by a back marker, the number 10 of Carlos Alberto Nataro, able to do so. So lap traffic does not give it, lap traffic does not take it away, not on this occasion at the very least. Oh, Roy Buchanan has a bit of a slip and slide coming through Lesmo 2. And will this open the door for the number 74? Get fully alongside at the entrance to Ascari. I don't think he has enough fuel in the tank to make that end up working. I don't mean literal fuel, I mean figuratively at least. There is a big run from McNulty, the number 74. Finding a way by, hopefully has to tuck back into the slipstream to gain as much as he can, leading down in towards Parabolica. Late on the brakes, goes the long way around the outside. He's going to touch some grass here. This is going to allow Buchanan the inside line, and that's going to be Justin going a little bit too deep and wide. Now Rory Buchanan is really under threat from the Audi behind. We know this Audi cannot pull out the same amount of top speed as the BMW, and it looks like McNulty's going to go for the outside line leading down in towards turn 1. He is going to be later on the brakes. Covering it off is Rory Buchanan, and he just can't get it stopped in time. That Audi just not good enough there. Justin finds his way by. Corey McNulty rejoins the track into 9th place, 3rd place overall in the category. Wilson Ho, the 888, trying to get around Almeida. Isho threatening Laszlo Toth as Isho wants to get back up into his categories positions. Pit stop from Cutler, pit stop from Nash with 19 left to go. Any other pit stop callers on this one? I don't think so. Ryan Nash on his way out with a very quick one, 3.4 seconds stationary. Justin Cutler, 6.5 seconds stationary. Kevin Lee's going to have to pull out a miraculous pit stop to best either of those two drivers. Vassar Sullivan Lexus still trying to defend and attack at the same time, coming down into the Lesmos. Not working out for him there as Rory Buchanan goes a little bit off wide, collects a little bit of grass. Is there a mandatory stop for everyone? Yes. Why do you care? There is a mandatory pit stop for all the drivers as it looks like McNulty got past the Lexus, but the Lexus trying to yeet himself through at Ascari, unable to do so. Mandatory stop for all the drivers. No mandatory change, just minimum of 1 liter of fuel is required. That plays a big part in the strategy for a lot of these drivers, and they're going to go side by side, headed down in Parabolica. The Lexus is going to be able to stretch its legs, get out a lot of top speed, but has a big slide at Curva Parabolica. Opens door for Laszlo Toth to walk on by at this point in time. Laszlo needs to get that slipstream as much as possible, but the Lexus really going after it now, showing its top speed off. Walks right on by the Audi as McNulty continues to try to battle it out. A move for position from behind, as I believe Toth and Isho get involved. Maintaining their positions are the two Porsches. Here's Wilson Ho at the 888. Corey McNulty keeping up pace with a pro driver like Justin out in front. Very interesting. I didn't think you'd have the pace keep up, but there it is, about a half second back at this point in time. Isho, Laszlo Toth battling it out outside of their class. Laszlo is doing a great job. Now in 4th place overall as Justin comes down pit road. Getting down in towards turn 1, Justin Cutler making his way through, but he is down in 6th place overall. Gotta wait for the rest of the field to make their pit stop before he regains that track position. The number 14 of Kevin Lee in the lead of the race on lap 16 in front of Dominic Schuma, Corey McNulty, Laszlo Toth, and Isho here. Roy Buchanan, the FAF driver that was in the lead of the category, taking their mandatory pit stop, 6.6 seconds stationary, 32.8 second transient. About on par with the rest of the field. All that slip and slide action through the second Lesmo has got to be damaging his tires quite fiercely. Lee, McNulty, Isho, all down pit road they go. Lee with a 4.2 second pit stop, stationary, on his way out already. Comes out 2.1, 2.3 ahead of Justin Cutler into 3rd place for him. Great pit stop timing to not get caught up in traffic for Kevin Lee. 1.3 seconds behind Laszlo Toth and Dominic Schuma. There's Justin getting by a few back markers there. 1.5 away from DK out in front. Kevin Lee now stuck behind Laszlo Toth. Just as soon as I said he was out in clear air, he cleaned it all up and caught back up to the rear end of Toth. Oh, and they're gonna touch. But no harm, no foul between Lee and Toth, apparently. Lee is on a run right now from Justin Cutler behind. Needed to get past Toth sooner rather than later. He would have ended up losing around 2 seconds a lap. This is the closest battle on track. Laszlo Toth and Kevin Lee, Justin Cutler trailing behind as well. Otherwise, it's Chris Frazier chasing down Tenente. Number 92 out in front, and it looks like a back marker coming out of pit road. That would be Carlos Alberto Notaro. Kind of checking up Chris Frazier there, leading down in towards turn 1. A little bit of an awkward sauce moment. Justin Cutler will be the next driver to try to get past Laszlo Toth, but that should be his teammate, so it should be fairly easy for him to do so. A little whisper into the microphone there of, hey buddy, you mind getting out of my way? Yeah, sure, no problem. Take the inside line leading down in towards turn 1. Don't expect him to put up too much of a fight as he allows himself to get by his teammate, driving similar liveries for Six Sigma Racing. Now it is a 1.5 second gap for the lead of the race. And Justin Cutler still holding on to the fastest lap of the race, 1:48.145. Kevin Lee is 1:48.535. And Justin Cutler lapped that previous about 4/10 quicker than Kevin Lee right now. So expect to see this come down within the next 3 or 4 laps. Even if we get that. Stop go 30 for Notaro, disqualification for Almeida. Both of them in pits now. Trying to keep an eye on this as well as the Justin Cutler, Kevin Lee battle that's about to happen. Previous lap, Justin Cutler was 0.8 faster. Side-by-side action as a back marker gets involved. No, that's not a back marker. That's Enrique Santos Lopez, who is also battling out for a position here. And we almost went 3 wide in towards Parabolica. Benjamin Hunn, Johnny Nickelford going side by side through Bassano. Benjamin Hunn gets by Johnny Nickelford. Coming into the second chicane pretty quickly there, as I think Nickelford was just ceding that position. Knows that he's still got another stop to make it to the end of the race safely. Wilson Ho and Laszlo Toth, the only drivers remaining to take their pit stop now. Frazier and Lopez. Headed down towards Parabolica yet again. This time it'll be Frazier getting by Lopez. Late on the brakes, coming in towards Parabolica and drifting out very wide on corner exit though. And now Tenente trying to make his move on the Ford Mustang that's seen better days. The bonnet is up on it, so it's dragging a little bit more than it should in a straight line. That Porsche able to stretch its legs that much more and get by. Oh, and Tenente incidentally takes out the Ferrari of Frazier, and that'll allow a couple of cars through and back, as it were, status quo. Lopez leading Frazier, leading Tenente. Johnny Nickelport finally taking his pit stop now. Justin Cutler, 8/10 away from Kevin Lee. Be this lap plus 2 more by my count of it. Justin Cutler to the outside line, switching things up to the inside. Kevin Lee trying to cover it off as best as possible, defending where he can with 3 minutes and 30 seconds remaining in this race. Justin Cutler falls back to another half a second back right now, coming into Lesnar 1. Lap traffic giveth and lap traffic taken away. I'm seeing a car in front of these gentlemen. Kevin Lee trying to find a way by, can't quite find the sauce. And Jedi Mind punts the BMW out of their way. And let's go back over to the battle between Justin Cutler. Laszlo Toth, I believe, is taking his pit stop. No, Laszlo Toth actually spun out somewhere on the racing circuit, and that's at Ascari. And the driver in the lead of all the amateurs now having a huge issue. He was doing so well and falls far from glory. Back to the lead battle. Kevin Lee, Justin Cutler as Schumach comes into the pits. And he's already on his way out with a 2.9 second stationary. Should fall back into 4th place overall. This lap plus 1 more. Two more cracks at it for Justin Cutler. This is the closest battle on the racetrack right now, as well as the battle for the lead of the race. McNulty back into the lead of the category in front of Roy Buchanan and BK after an epic pit stop from him. Trying to go around the outside won't work this time, says Kevin Lee. Will be be enough to get the draft coming down the front straightaway.
Give it all you can.
You heard it there. The leader is on the final lap now. This will be the last crack at it that Justin Cutler is going to get. Leading down in towards turn 1. Lee gives a big old squeeze to Cutler. Cutler tries to switch it back around, finds Lee on the apex. Can't do anything about that. Now coming into the big Bassano corner. Now he's fully alongside through Curva Bassano. Door bang galore. Once, twice, 3 times for good measure. More hip checking as Kevin Lee tries to give the pincer move to number 35. Does so successfully on corner entry. Just drifted wide a little bit there, or gave the pincer move on Justin Cutler. Held him off through Lesmo 1. Now through Lesmo 2. Does it again. Not much defending needed here. Now through Ascari. Wilson Ho coming through Parabolica now. Back over to Cutler and Kevin Lee. Through Ascari. I think it is done and dusted for Justin Cutler. He's going to have to pull out a big move here, and he might be able to do so. Pulling out alongside, leading down in towards Parabolica. This might be the move of a century. Will he be able to find the speed and momentum to outrate Kevin Lee? Then they touch Martin, and they touch. And Justin Cutler backs out, succeeds the position to Kevin Lee, who drifted out just a little bit wide. But it'll be Kevin Lee taking home P1, Justin Cutler in P2, Ryan Nash in P3, Dominic Schumann in P4. A great recovery drive from Dominic Schumann in the Smash Bros. Racing team. Nate Roberts will bring home 5th place. Corey McNulty 15 seconds back, the first of the Pro-Am drivers to take the checkered flag, will bring home 1st place for his category. Roy Buchanan in 2nd for the Pro-Ams. Justin, what could have been, what could have was for the Lexus, that's for sure. 8th place overall. 6th place in the category. 3rd place in the category goes to BK for the Pro-Am drivers. Benjamin Hyun, the number 38. Wowza! And that was Laszlo Toth trying to find his way through Parabolica, just tucked in the dirty air. Benjamin Hyun in 10th. Laszlo Toth in 1st place for their category. And then Isho in 12th place overall. Wilson Ho in 13th. Ryan Conrad, who had a pretty quiet race driving the 879, brings home 14th. Then we have Travis Mills, who also had a very quiet race for the SOT Racing team, bring home 2nd place in their category. Then we have Nicholas Kindred in 16th, Johnny Nickelford in 3rd for the category. Nathan Bear, Chris Frazier, Enrique Santos Lopez, Robert Tenente, Merlin Travail. Thank you very much, everybody, for joining us. Thank you very much for staying tuned. This has been round 1 of Monza of the Pro-Am Racing Challenge. Join us next week where we're going to head to Alton Park on May 13th. And if you like what you saw, make sure you like, subscribe, ring the bell, all that good stuff, or even better, register for this championship. Discord. The link is in the top right-hand corner of your screen. Thank you very much, everybody, for joining us. Thank you very much for staying tuned. It's been a pleasure to be your host. I am Sagar Bakshi, a.k.a. The Real High. Have a wonderful night, and as always, make sure you stay safe out there, folks. Bye-bye.